Hey everybody, happy St. Patrick's Day and welcome to the Magician with a Microphone podcast. I'm going to get straight to the point. We've got a guest today, my boy Xavier Washington, aka Ashon Voyage. This is going to be a really interesting podcast. I have a feeling it's going to be a fun interview. Really quickly, I want to say, beginning of April is when I am officially announcing my tour. I'll get into the nitty-gritty details when that comes. Also, if you like this podcast, if you're enjoying it, if you like hearing the sound of my voice and the things I talk about, maybe the wrestling content, maybe the interviews, do me a favor, just hit the like button, give this a share, subscribe to my channel. I'm not a big podcast. I just do this for fun. It's a good way I can let my, I can let my feelings out. So if you're enjoying this, show me some love. With that being said, guys, my guest today is Ashon Voyage. We're going to be talking a little bit about his career. He's an entrepreneur. He's a musician. He's an artist. He's a salesman. He is basically a jack of all trades, I guess you can say. And him and I actually used to go to school together, and we reconnected a couple years ago on a train. I was coming back from one of my practice sessions at the Bijou, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I haven't seen you in a while." So it's gonna be fun, and I really hope you guys enjoy this. So we've got Ashon Voyage here, and he's actually opening up a Red Bull right now, concocting some sort of Johnny Bootlegger apple sour.
Yeah, brother.
So this is going to be fun, man. How you doing?
Oh, shit. You know me. You know how I be, baby. Ain't nothing but the American dream.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? We're in here today. Today's that day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for having me, Chris.
No problem, man. And I was thinking about when I wanted to do this. Lately I've just been having guests on, and I'm like, who can I get on the podcast who's interesting to talk to, who I'm always seeing out there? Somebody who's got a following, somebody who's got a fan base, somebody who, kind of reminds me of me. Somebody who's just continuously outgoing and trying new things and trying to get his name out there. And I'm like, oh, fucking, let's see what Ashon's doing.
Thanks, man. That's why it's a pleasure to be here. I'm just coming in close so I can get on the mic a little bit.
You're good. You're good. I'll turn it so that way it's over here. You're fine.
That's why it's a pleasure to be here. I was actually just thinking about some of your Facebook posts I've seen over the months, and it was just cool because you remind me of my self-motivated individual. After aspirations and the rest of them, goals and all that, accolades, and I saw some of your posts, and you were discouraged in these short phases, what I'm saying, as part of the book, what I'm saying, and I saw that, and it was just relatable because I, too, have my adversities, my doubts.
Yeah, everybody does, especially in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Entertainment industry is a weird industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but it's the most disrespected industry out there at the same time, if you think about it, because you're always going to run into that person, oh, well, what you do isn't a real job. All right, well, tell that to the thousands of people who come out and watch me, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So
it just takes one. And, every once in a while, it's like...
It's just not fathomable for the majority of people.
Yeah.
One reason is due to how people are taught to think because of public schooling.
Exactly.
If you go to the less affluent places, the masses aren't taught to think like bosses, per se.
No.
They're taught to think like workers and follow orders. Some people are already on game with that. They understand that. And what else goes into it is some people just don't have that vivid and broad of imagination to think that they can manipulate a skill, a talent they have,
exactly,
a gift, and be able to actually give it monetary value.
That's true. And, there's even some, people... The one thing that always stuck with me with high school is they were always insisting, go to college, go to college. College doesn't teach you the things that you need to learn in order to be an entertainer. You can learn business management, you can learn marketing, but they're not going to teach you how to be a producer. They're not going to teach you how to book festivals. You got to, I'm starting to think that's the reason why Masterclass did what it did, because it's one of those situations where people are starting to realize, shit, if we don't figure this out on our own, we're not going to be able to do this. So they brought the best of the best from all different genres, all different walks of entertainment and life, and they told them, hey, let's let these people inside of our world a little bit, so that way they can maybe be inspired to bring their career to the next level. So I watched the Penn and Teller masterclass, and I was blown away because they weren't just teaching tricks. They're teaching marketing. They're teaching, different ways to do storytelling. And then I got curious, and then I watched, was it Marshmallow? No. It was Dead Mouse, and he was talking about how he was, how he got into producing, and the steps that he had to take in order to get down to where he is now, and how he learned. So, and then seeing the top entertainers in the world, especially because you're a musician, this. It's a dime a dozen industry, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible. Especially with the bringing or the introduction of these television shows like American Idol, X Factor, America's Got Talent, The Voice. It's every other talent-based show on TV is singing, with the exception of America's Got Talent, which has got some magicians on there. But it's like the world is exposed to so many different entertainers and so many different artists that you have to stand out. And I feel like that's what you're doing right now, because you're not just a musician, you're an artist, you're a philanthropist, you're an entrepreneur, you are a self-promoter, you're a mogul, you are, anything that you can really dip your feet into, you try it. And that's what I respect, because you aren't afraid to fail, because you've got a backup plan that could possibly take you to the next step that can just help you with all the other shit that you're trying. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So we're going to... because this actually started out a hell of a lot better than I thought it would. And I was saying earlier while you were at the store,
baby. You gotta believe that place.
Damn, I was like, shit, this is gonna be an interesting interview, because there's a lot of.
And I'll tell you like this: thank you for everything you said, man. It's just beautiful to hear it, because you just don't hear it every day, and that goes for everybody in your life. Let them know you love them. Let them know you care about them. Why you care about them, and you know what I'm saying? Show them a good time.
Life is short, bro. Like, I just found out that I had a friend from high school pass away. I'm not going to give away his info, but I was scrolling through Facebook, and all of a sudden I saw this guy passed, and I'm like, I just saw him, like, at Target.
Right. It's humbling, and I've lost a couple people myself, but it's humbling to see that roadkill on the highway, too. It reminds you, you know what I'm saying? It happens all the time. So enjoy your time.
Everybody's vulnerable, and they don't realize it.
As I was saying, though, to address the learning about it. On the contrary, I'd have to say I agree with most things you said, but on the contrary, you can go to college per se and study audio engineering. This is true, and you could become a music teacher. You could go into playing orchestra and all that. You can do these things, but as far as the entertainer goes, that's where you're left to figure things out yourself.
Exactly.
So to be a musician, you can study this traditionally, if you will. You can formally study being a musician. There's courses, there's classes, there's schools and all that. But to be an entertainer is different. They'll teach you how to be an orchestra. This is what I said again. To think like a boss compared to doing as you're told. They'll teach you how to be on an orchestra. Get you a good job on an orchestra. There's no shame in being on the orchestra.
No.
But you're part of the symphony. You're not writing the symphony. I'm going to say it just like that.
You're not standing out.
No, you're not.
You know
what I'm saying? Your job is literally to blend in so you can, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
But at the same time, it's also, if you think about it, that's like working on a Disney movie as one of the actor's assistants. Mm-hmm. You were there on set. You saw everything that happened. But your name is just going to be a little blip in the credits.
Right.
Could you say that, yeah, I'm in the credits of a Disney movie? Absolutely. But do people know it unless you tell them? No.
Not really.
It's
nice for the resume, though.
Oh, it is.
Because these things do attract significant future endeavors.
It does. And especially, if you've got... Like my resume, I make sure that I've got every big name that I've ever performed for and performed at. I have all of the theaters on my resume. I've got I make sure the Impractical Jokers, Penn and Teller, Howie Mandel are all near the top because those are recognizable names. But people aren't going to know what the where the Newtown Library is. Right. You know what I mean?
Like I just did the Instagram trivia on my story. On my Instagram story, everybody, if you're not already locked in with you, boy. ASHON_VOYAGE, pronounced Ashon Voyage. I just did trivia tonight on my motherfucking Instagram story. And one of the questions was, which rapper have I not opened up for yet? You know what I mean? And I like to keep that on my resume. So these are some things people don't know. The options were A, the Baby, B, Future, C, Pop Smoke. And
Can I guess?
you can guess.
I'm gonna say Pop Smoke.
That's the rapper I have not opened up for
The
yet.
one you have not opened up for was Pop Smoke.
Incorrect.
What?
It's Future.
Shit.
Bro, if I opened for Future, it would be like I would make it such
Holy shit! Yeah,
more of a big deal.
but the Baby's got a huge name.
Yeah, he was the man. He was the man when I opened for him, but he's a lot bigger now.
So all right, so now, fuck yeah, I'm gonna skip over the first question I had. How the fuck did you get in with
Man,
the
you got a
Baby and all
network.
these
You got a
guys?
network, bro. Because I tell you like this, there's no handbook to be an entertainer, but there is for a musician. But what I did, I'm happy with the things I did pick up on the road when I went to college and all that, because that's how I was able to land my internship with the Maury Show. Got my feet in entertainment. I always attended the Coffee House, which was a recurring open mic night every Thursday in the Coffee House.
So where'd you go to college?
WestCon, Western Connecticut State University.
Okay, in Danbury, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay.
WestCon is best con, and the West Side is the best side, baby. Hey. But just incredible things. Even me going to WXCI, I remember I was taking fundamentals of radio broadcasting with Professor Jim.
You've got a voice for it.
Thank you. And you know what I'm saying, bro? It was hard for me in college, you know what I'm saying, financially.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I just let the universe speak to me. People told me all my life I had a nice voice and I project myself well. So when it came to choosing courses, fundamentals of radio broadcasting, I said, boy, do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't have interest in some other fields. I may not be talented in some other fields, but I said, the universe told me to do that. So I took that course, and I remember she said, yeah. And if you guys have any free time, go on down to WXCI, the campus radio station, and you could talk about getting involved over there. I was on campus, you know, like ain't shit else to do. This ain't the Motel 8.
Hey, you're already there. You might as well
Paying
take advantage.
thousands of dollars here. I'm
Yeah.
in debt. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got to make some plays.
Yeah.
So I marched right on down there. You know, I got to know some people who was chopping it up. I told them about some of my visions, what I would want for a radio show if I were to have one. Something like The Breakfast Club, you know, with Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, Angela Yee, something like that, just covering a lot of pop culture music. And I would throw some comedy in mine, you know, something like that. And this lovely lady named Stephanie Narvaez had pointed me out at the end of the gathering, and she had said, hey, you know, we're kind of like-minded. I shared some similar ideas. It was what you said for your vision of a radio show. And I said, oh, yo, word. So we got to chopping it up. We were both exiting. She was talking about she was going to catch the shuttle. I had a car on campus at the time. I said, shit, you can catch a ride to the west side with me. We're on the Midtown campus. We're going to the west side. And she said, I usually don't get in the car with strangers, but you cool. So she jumped in the car, you know, we skated over there, and she ended up telling me that she was an intern at the Maury Show. I said, oh man, that's crazy. Because this was like my second to last semester at WestCon. So I'm like, I really need an internship. I'd like one. And then she said, yeah, apply. So, you know, I said, I'd love to. Applied, used her as a reference, you know, did all my things, and then, you know, it's all history from there. I got hit back by, big shout out to Jessica Bloom, you know what I'm saying? She hit me back, she let me know it's a done deal, I'm in there, and they did something incredible to me when they reached back out to me. They changed my life.
So, when you were in college, were you working on music as well? Because as long as I've known you, we go back as far as high school, which is 10 years ago. And I always remember you were a musician. Damn good one, if you ask me.
Thank you.
You know, and that's coming from a white dude from Ansonia, Connecticut.
Got nothing to do with music.
but
I see what you're getting at, but it got nothing to do with music.
Well, you know, I
met all types of people.
Well, no, but my music taste, you know, I'm more of like the 80s rock. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, like the guitars that are on the wall over here. You know?
Right, hip-hop isn't really your cup of tea.
It's not, but at the same time...
But you do mess with Annoyed, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I Annoyed, Chris Webby, who I'd love to have those two on this podcast. If you ever get the chance, hook up with White Cheddar out of Waterbury. I don't know if he's still doing his stuff, but White Cheddar, dude, he's fucking amazing. But see, I grew up with like, it's hard to explain. So my mom always wanted to keep me away from rap because she didn't like it. You know what I mean? And the more that I started to like, branch out, because I was raised on country music and now I hate country music. I think it's the most overplayed, fucking repetitive shit out there.
Similar to reggaeton because, it's a similar rhythm all the time.
Well, yeah. See, to me, country music it all sounds the same. Mm-hmm. All the guitars sound the same. They always got that steel guitar out in the back. The violins are all the same. And everybody, the southern twang is fake. You know what I mean? And it's like...
They're scared to experiment in that genre because they're like, if we do it like this, though, it will sell.
And here's the thing. They were doing it right at one point. In the early 2000s, if you look back at guys like Big and Rich and fucking Montgomery Gentry and Toby Keith and, Keith Urban, who's Australian, who got into country music, there was actually starting to become a wide variety. And then social media came in and said, oh, well, girls like the fake rednecks on the trucks. And I think that's when it all started coming back together. So it went like a reverse hourglass. It was really thin at first, and then it like branched out to a whole bunch of different types. And then they realized, okay, people like a certain thing, and then they just went right back to the skinny side. You know what I mean? But I was raised on rock and roll, Bon Jovi, Metallica, Def Leppard, Zeppelin, all that shit. But the more that I started to listen to hip hop and rap, knowing the fact that, me as a performer, not a musician, but more of a spoken word, I'm not going to say spoken word. I don't think that's the right terminology.
You can poetically speak, though, and that's something I picked up on the road from my boy Ryan Hendricks, you know what I'm saying? Just poetically speaking. You definitely have the gift of speech, though. Yeah,
well, I was also involved with wrestling for a while, and I they used me as a heel, as the bad guy manager because I was able to I was able to go out and piss people off.
He was on some Paul Heyman shit.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Paul Heyman, Jesse Ventura, and... Paul Heyman and Jesse Ventura were like my two like influences when it came to like...
Can I cuss up here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul Heyman was a son of a bitch, man.
I met Paul Heyman in New York City. I performed for him. I did the old New York street hustle, and he caught me like fucking instantly. But good dude. He's a big dude, but he's a good dude. But I mean, fucking, so I would use these managers, Macho Man Randy Savage, Triple H back when he was like in the Attitude Era, The Rock, CM Punk, Chris Jericho.
What about CM Punk?
Well, no, all the their promo skills and everything, the way that they were on the mic. I'm talking like you got the best guys in the world on the mic and everything.
Man, get CM Punk out of your list, bro.
What do you mean,
CM Punk exactly what he told you he is. He's a punk, man.
Yeah, but
he's a beta male, and he doesn't do a good job.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, though. He can get people to hate him.
I don't hate him. But, people may, I can't speak for the other people, but I don't think anybody genuinely focuses on hating him.
No.
They just don't like to see him do what he's doing.
No. You know what it is I think CM Punk's on that Stone Cold level where no matter what he does, he'll never get booed. You know what I mean?
Stop it. Have you met CM Punk?
No.
Why would you ever put CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the same
I'm just saying their mic skills.
I'm insulted. I'm insulted. Their mic skills.
Their mic skills, Chris. Man.
You're killing me.
Dude.
Not Stone Cold, dude, bro.
Come on.
No, you took it too far.
Look, all right. So let me at least explain it, all right? Okay. So for 7 years, all the audience wanted was CM Punk. That's the only thing that they would chant at wrestling shows. And then he finally comes back, and Guinness World Records considered the pop that he got when he came back in Chicago in the same arena that Michael Jordan retired in. They said that was probably the loudest pop at a live event of all time.
Guinness said that?
Guinness said that.
Hey, I mean, the proof's in the pudding.
There was a love for CM Punk, bro. And when he finally came back, I mean, the fans wanted him. But CM Punk, when he was a heel, he would get under fucking people's skin, bro. I mean, like, he wouldn't care. We're talking the same dude. When Paul Bearer died, he was in a feud with The Undertaker. He fucking took the ashes out of the fucking urn and splashed them on The Undertaker. I mean, anything that he could do to piss people off, he would do it. And he wouldn't have any qualms against it, and he wouldn't have any boundaries because he was unscripted. And he's a Paul Heyman guy.
That is so true. How you doing, bro?
So, with that being said, it's like, I can consider CM Punk one of the top. But anyway, so I, like on the mic though, like I would take after all of these guys, and I was able to, not getting into wrestling because that's what I usually talk about on here, but I was able to go and take a crowd and make them go from yeah to fuck you in like 3 seconds. And the funny thing about my gimmick was like I would put my guy over, like he was the best thing since Hogan. And then he gets squashed in 2 minutes, and all the people are like, "Oh, this guy's full of shit." You know what I mean? But it's like you learn to like to speak on the spot, unscripted, working on your feet. Like you got to look at that guy and be like, "Oh, I just pissed him off. Let me build on that." Or she looks mad. Let me like try to egg it on a little bit. Let's add some fuel to this fire. So wrestling brought me that ability to be able to talk on stage and kind of, because I don't have a script when I'm on stage. Right. I got bullet points and stuff that I follow just so the tricks make sense and the stories make sense with the tricks.
It's fluid.
I'll fuck around with the audience, like I'll joke around with the audience. I got inside jokes in my show that nobody fucking gets, and it's hysterical because when people do understand them, I'm like, yep, that's another one. But that's going back to what this was originally about. That's why I respect hip hop and rap. Because if you sit down, putting all of the shit aside, the mumble rap and the fucking, the stereotype of, oh, it's all about gangs and shit. It's not.
Not at all. Bro,
in my opinion, and I'm not saying this because I'm a white guy, Eminem could butcher anyone on in a fucking freestyle. All right? However, people will be able to say that because Juice WRLD is dead. I think Juice WRLD was so far ahead of his time and so far above his skill level. I don't think, and it's unfortunate that he passed away. I'm like, he could have taken the rap game by the balls.
Why you say that?
Why? So, Juice, first off, I mean, he rapped over Eminem's own stuff for an hour. Everything made sense. It's not like he was just going and starting to rap about random shit and it, like not flowing. Everything that he did flowed. He had, from what other people were saying after he passed away, he had 2,000 songs or something like that he had unreleased that he was planning to release. And then everybody wanted to make music with him.
Right.
Everybody. And I think if you're getting on the caliber where you've got guys like Eminem and 50 and Snoop Dogg and, Jay-Z talking about you in a good, positive light, I think you're on to something. You know what I mean? And I think it's a damn shame that we were never able to truly experience what Juice WRLD was able to bring to the table, because I feel like he already did, keep people on their toes and everything. But I feel like if he was still alive today, especially, with all of the shit that's going on in the world, he wasn't the artist who would necessarily just rap about random shit. I feel like everything he wrote, there was some heart into it. You know what I mean? So I'm curious to know like what he would have wrote and what would have gone through his head,
Right.
But
so I think that may he rest in paradise too. God rest his soul.
Yeah, gone way too soon, man. He was 21, I think.
Naturally, people always glorify you more once you're dead. So, Juice WRLD did have hit songs out at the time, and he did have a lot of influence. That is all true. I was there for it. And this is why he was celebrated in this fashion, because he died shortly after. I personally, no disrespect, was not a Juice WRLD fan then. I'm still not one now, but I can't ignore the influence he's had on the world.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it is fair to say we haven't even begun to see what he had in store for us. That's true, because
just like Mac Miller.
To a conclusion, just like Mac Miller. However, I don't want to offend anybody listening, just due to the lengths of the careers. God rest Mac Miller. And God rest his soul. May he rest in paradise. Mac Miller has been more beneficial to the culture. And I hate to sound cold and calculated, but just due to the lengths of the careers.
Okay, fair enough.
Mac Miller was just with us a lot longer, giving us music.
So let me ask you this then. What's your opinion on Tupac and Biggie? They didn't necessarily have the longest of careers because they were cut short as well. Do you feel the same way about them?
I enjoy both of their musics, but I don't go crazy over their music like some other people do.
Okay.
There's very choice songs by both of those gentlemen that I thoroughly enjoy.
Okay.
That I will go as far out to download them.
Okay.
Other than that, I feel like a lot of people listen off the hype. I grew up, man, listening to Wu-Tang for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I love Method Man. Remember the Yin Yang Twins and them, but that's not my favorite. That's what I grew up listening to. I think Future is one of the best to ever come into hip hop.
You do?
That's genuinely what I feel. Just like from his voice to the imagery he brings.
What do you think of Logic?
Logic is good at rapping, but he's not my kind of rapper. He's selling, but I'm not buying.
What about Russ?
Russ has done a tremendous job with his career. He's very successful and influential.
Okay.
If you look closely, you can find him inspiring. Still not my cup of tea.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Lil Dicky?
Quirky guy, funny guy. Good for him with his show on Netflix. Don't care for him too much, but Lil Dicky on the right beat, he does his thing.
Well, I mean, there was that Sway in the Morning thing that he did where he went on for, 15 minutes or something like that?
Sure, and I expect this out of these professional rappers.
I feel like Lil Dicky is a comedy rapper.
That's exactly what he is.
What do you... all right, well, yeah, I might as well just shoot out some rappers on. You know, you obviously you're very well educated in the music industry. You make music yourself.
Yes,
which I do want to talk about. Trust me, I got a whole goddamn list over here that I've almost completely disregarded because we're almost 30 minutes into this thing, and I'm just enjoying this right now.
Me too, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna shoot out some rappers, and you just give a quick little thought about them, and we'll just, not really like a on the spot thing, just your quick opinion. Let's start out with Kendrick.
Kendrick, very talented. He's not my typical kind of rapper, but I still have songs of him downloaded on my phone. That says a lot.
Okay.
That means regardless of him not being my cup of tea, he still got through to me.
All right. J. Cole.
I would say a similar analysis as Kendrick. J. Cole has a better voice in my opinion, but J. Cole's music, he's talking about real shit. Don't get me wrong, like it's heartfelt. But it's just not like stuff I'm trying to listen to all the time, bro. So it bores me, but I know a lot of people love him.
Okay. Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi's dope. I don't like too much of his sing-songy, melodic stuff too much. But Lil Uzi's dope. When he gives out all different types of flavors. And when he's finally shooting some stuff out in the alley I like, I'd be happy about it. So shout out to him. It must be a lot of pressure on that boy with all that attention on him.
Probably.
And everybody's expecting so much out of him because he's already done so much great things. That's the pain that comes with being great.
Pop Smoke.
God rest his soul. I opened up for him at the Lotus Lounge in West Haven, Connecticut back in 2019. I didn't have the pleasure of meeting him, but, his life was brought, to an end too soon. He had a couple bangers out there. A lot of people was, that was getting jiggy with him.
Annoyed.
I actually seen him perform before at WestCon. I went to Western Connecticut State University as we covered, and I forget what year it was, but Annoyed actually performed. You know what? I'd like to meet the guy with him being a Connecticut artist. His music isn't necessarily my cup of tea. I don't have anything downloaded or whatnot, but he works very hard at what he does, and I can't take that away from a man.
All right, I'm gonna throw a curveball at one. The Island Boys.
I haven't listened to anything they've done.
You don't have to.
Their image doesn't motivate me to.
Okay.
It's what I'm saying. There's an artist and then there's a gimmick. You know what I mean? And you were in wrestling, so you know that.
Oh yeah.
So I can't get down with that. Maybe when I was like 13.
Okay.
But like as a man, I can't. It ain't no substance in it to me. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Fair
I can't
enough.
eat that up.
So I'm gonna say something that's gonna. You're going to think that I'm fucking crazy. I got a lot of respect for the Island Boys. I think they're master marketers. Think about it. They piss off everybody that they talk to, and then that's all they talk about. Everybody.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Look at 6ix9ine, yeah.
They're the only ones with the balls, per se, to take that route. 6ix9ine showed that route early. There's probably people that have taken a similar route as 6ix9ine before, but 6ix9ine has made it the most famous route, being a fuckboy. But I don't know. I'm not impressed by it though. I hear you. They say there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly, and
if
I think
fame is what you want, I reckon that's true. But I'm at a point where I'm gonna need popularity to maximize on what I'm doing. However, I'm more about honor and money. You know what I'm saying? It's about honor and actually making a living for yourself rather than fuck the popularity. Because that popularity ain't coming with no money. What are you living for? You know what I'm saying? For people to recognize you and not pay you?
Exactly.
That's annoying.
Yeah. And that's why, recently I had 1 million views on TikTok for a video that I did, and everybody's like, dude, you must be rolling. I'm like, I haven't made a fucking dime off of this thing. I'm getting publicity. But at the same time, I think of it as that could result in possible ticket sales for the future.
Absolutely.
It's
1,000%.
like the fan base will eventually get you the money if you're in the right place doing the right thing.
Yep.
It's, people aren't just going to fucking Venmo you $10 just to say, hey, I like you. You know what I mean? You got to...
We should make Patreons for that, though.
Yeah, maybe some NFTs, Fucking, it could be a possibility, but at the same time, it's like, everybody feels like all of these big YouTube stars are like multimillionaires, and some of them are.
So what do you mean big YouTube star?
Well, like Logan Paul, fucking,
You'd have to name somebody else, because those are millionaires.
Well, here's the thing. So I'm...
Because I know what you mean. So, like, if
I'm thinking Mr. Beast, but I also don't believe that money is his.
I don't keep up with him, but... I'll tell you what, like, if it's like somebody with like 16.2K subscribers, and 2 of their videos went viral, they're not getting a big bag.
No.
But if you're looking at 400K subscribers, all their videos just about hit 1 million, they're getting money.
Well, you see, because here's the thing, because I'm friends with the LA Beast, the competitive eater, and he's the one who brought back Crystal Pepsi. That I had a hand in doing, but it's like he broke 1 million subscribers. He's 1 million views on every single one of his videos, but he's not a millionaire. But he's also comfortably not a millionaire. Like, we were walking around New York City and people are recognizing him left and right, and I'm like, dude, you must love this. He goes, I appreciate it. It's not that I love it. It's not that I hate it. He's like, I respect my fan base, and I love the fact that I'm able to do things that would bring smiles to people's faces. Yes. And he's like, as far as I'm concerned, that's better than money. He's like, I've got money, and I picked his brain a little bit. I'm not going to get into everything that he said because I'm not going to put the words into his mouth that I probably wouldn't remember exactly him saying. But the premise of it was, as long as people are enjoying what he's doing, that's his payout, and he gets the recognition.
And that's what makes a real artist. That means you're a true artist.
Exactly.
When you can finally come to that, it's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't, fuck the Bentley. If I can make these people feel better on earth, I've done my job.
Yeah, and I think that's the common misconception that all of these people have is they want to be artists or they want to be magicians or entertainers or singers or guitarists or rappers for the fame and the money because, there's this false narrative that you have to be rich and famous and have a girl on your shoulder every minute of the day because that's how you're portraying yourself. And I get the fake it till you make it type thing. And I'm not saying everybody's faking it until they make it. Because trust me, I know there's a lot of people out there. Look at that guy, Dan Bilzerian. The guy with the perfectly symmetrical
beard. I bought his vape before.
Did you really?
Yeah, he the man.
Really?
It's called Ignite.
Okay, yeah. So there was actually a video that went on YouTube it was like a 45-minute video exposing him. Saying that, his mansion wasn't his, the fucking money didn't come from his earnings, that it was impossible to earn that much money and do it playing poker without being in, like, the Guinness World Records. And they're like, all of this shit is because he's a trust fund baby and his father's in jail, So he was literally the definition of fake it till you make it.
Why they hating on him? Why they got that?
Well, exactly. When it's like, good time. Yeah, but like he was on Joe Rogan and he was straight up. He's like, dude, I like women. That's why I'm hanging out with women. That's why I'm, fucking all these women, because I like women. I'm like, bro's honest. Fuck, I mean, shit, if that's what he wants to do with his time, let him do it. He's got a fan base, he's got his vapes, he's got his, his supplements and all that shit he's trying to sell. Let the guy fucking do it. But at the same time, it's like, you've got guys that are in the industry, like, look at Webby. You know, Chris Webby lives in a fucking small house in Norwalk, putting out a song every week, but he's doing world tours. You know, with big name fucking artists. But you would never know, like, if you saw where he lived, it's like, and I'm not going to put out where he lives, but it's like, if you saw where he lived and you're like, shit, this is a guy who worked with fucking, you know, Mac Miller and shit. This is a guy who did songs, you know, with multiple Grammy-winning artists and shit, and this is, you know, what he's doing. But it's the fact that he acknowledges the fact that what he does makes other people happy and helps people through their problems. He's one of those guys where he's humble, he's grateful. He doesn't sell out places like Madison Square Garden, but he's happy with the 120 people that showed up at Toad's Place every year because they came to vibe with him, you know? And that's the vibe that I get with you. So let's actually get into this. So you are a musician.
Yes.
You are not a stereotypical musician, I can say that, because you have a very diverse, I'm not going to say genre, but you don't necessarily write about the, you know, the money life and the, you know, the girls and all of that stuff. I mean, you had a fucking song called Oil Change. And I'm like, shit,
that strange, filthy font tasting like an oil change.
Right? Like, I used some of your music in my documentary, Thought Sauce. I think that's a great fucking beat.
Thank you, bro.
So let me ask you, how did you get involved with music, and what made you want to get into the rap game and the hip hop game, and, you know, what made you want to get to where you are now? As you sneeze.
As I sneeze. I bought some black pepper and now I'm paying for it. I've been studying it longer than I originally recalled. Ever since I was a little boy, watching BET, MTV, VH1, CMT, you know.
CMT?
Sure, I'd watch everything.
Okay.
I was on cable. I was watching it.
Okay, fair enough.
I was absorbing it, you know. We download all the music off of fucking LimeWire, FrostWire, you know, iTunes. I always idolized, cause I originally started my life in Bridgeport, you know, predominantly like black, Latino neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? You know, there was a good amount of, you know, Brazilian, Portuguese, Italian around too, but, you know, a lot of African-American, Latino. And, you know, we just idolized people like basketball players, you know, Allen Iverson, Ludacris, you know what I'm saying? Beyonce, Alicia Keys, you know, Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent. We love that shit, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I just always looked up to them, looked like they had it all figured out. You'd see your parents working some jobs and looking all tired and talking about this and that, and then you see these other, you know, adults and they're living this like diamond life, you know what I mean? Like just in the line, they look like they just having a great time all the time, you know. And I always idolized that because I was just like, what better could you want? Like, look at me at my modest home eating my meal while I'm watching the BET Awards. One of my favorite artists is up here on stage doing their damn job. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yeah, like I want that for myself. But I never had the true plan and courage to pursue it until I was in my late teens.
What gave you that boost?
What gave me the boost is a better understanding of the world, kind of, myself and how I operate in the universe, and just getting to know myself better and realizing that I'm designed to be a prominent rapper. The way my mind works comes down to the way I look, my voice. There's just so many things that help me be a rapper naturally.
So it's like you figured you've got the puzzle pieces. You just have to figure out how they go together to build what is now Ashon Voyage.
Something like that.
How did you get the name Ashon Voyage?
So, as you may know, I was originally Black Coffee, and
I do remember that. Yeah. That's how I remember you in high school.
Black Coffee. Everybody looked, because like that was like my original like Twitter, and it's still my Snapchat.
Is it?
Yeah, because Snapchat won't let you change your name. You got to make a whole new Snap.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait till I get like. Actually, I could do it now. I used to say a couple years ago, I'm gonna wait till I get like a little more popular, and then I would like make a new Snapchat. But like I could do it now, but like. It's not that big of on my priority list right now. But I used to go by Black Coffee. And on Drake's album a few years back, More Life, on one of his songs, it featured a South African DJ that went by the name
Black
Coffee.
Ah.
My Black Coffee was with 2Ks, though, BLACKK.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And his was just Black Coffee, just like that. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, this could be like, I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to take this seriously and professionally, this could run in legal trouble one day. Something's got to be done. And he's on Drake's album. Seems like he's making more moves with that name than I am right now.
That's the same thing that happened with my magic show. It was called Nothing Up My Sleeves, and then I found out that a friend of mine, Matt Johnson, who's been on America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, he just recently performed in the Big Apple Circus. Yeah. His stage show was called Nothing Up My Sleeves, and I'm like, fuck me. Just as this thing's starting to get popular. And then I had to break it down and change the name. That's why it's Faster Than the Eye now. But I see what you mean, and it must be discouraging because that's the name that you're trying to build up, and that's the one that you want everybody to follow, only to find out that there's somebody else out there doing bigger things with that same name, and there's no association.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It was a little discouraging, and now looking back at it, it just all made sense when it came to me. But looking back at it, it was a discouraging little phase real quick. And it's just cool how I was patient with myself. I said I can't force it. I ended up thinking of names like High Tech X.
Well, I like the Superstar Sexy Exy.
That's an alter ego of mine.
I know that, but it's just fucking nice to see it.
Thank you.
That's one of those like fuck. All right, so. You got a Vlog Voyage.
Vlog Voyage.
And that is like the Superstar Sexy Exy fucking outlet right there.
Yes,
and if anybody gets the chance, check out Vlog Voyage. I mean, he does a little of everything. Eating contests, which I love the eating contests, bro. Those are fucking great.
I don't know how many more I could do.
Comedy, does behind the scenes with his podcast and everything. The dude's basically got a photographer on him at all times. I'm surprised you don't have anybody here taking pictures of us doing this. The one time where I'm like, yeah, free publicity, and he brings nobody. Shit. So
I almost did my Instagram live.
Oh, you should have, bro. I would have let you. Fucking, he pulls out the phone. I mean, we could do something really quick. So Vlog Voyage, you bring out the Superstar Sexy Exy, and it's like, it's a look into your life. It's a look into like who exactly is Ashon Voyage compared to Sexy Exy, compared to Xavier Washington, compared to anything else. You know what I mean? But getting back to the Ashon Voyage name and everything. So once you found that, did you get that thought in your head of like, all right, this is the new name. Now I get the chance to like rebrand myself a little bit, try to find some different like outlets as far as, promoting myself, maybe finding a couple of different ways to make music,
1000%. Ashon Voyage is just less gimmicky, Black Coffee. I had no business going by the name Black Coffee. I didn't even indulge in drinking black coffee like that. I was simply a black man that liked coffee, so I called myself Black Coffee. Just thinking like a caveman. I had to think bigger than that. So Ashon Voyage came about because I did some meditating, and I wish I could see on a fucking 4K TV the moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted a moment, because I remember I was sitting in there just, like, Ashon. I don't know what spurred it. Because, it's obviously a play on Bon Voyage.
Exactly. I was just about to ask you.
Which is an exact translation from French to English, good journey.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was. I don't know how I came to it, bro. But I was just like, Ashon Voyage. And I stopped right there.
Exactly.
My body felt different.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it all made sense.
You know what it was? It wasn't a moment of like, it wasn't a spur of the moment type thing. I'm going to tell you right now, because I had this exact same like experience when I finally designed my logo. My logo was a backward C with an L going through it, and it makes up my initials, CDL, right? And I was sitting in my art class in freshman year of high school just doodling, trying to figure something out, because I was working on an art project. It was completely fucking irrelevant to making a logo. I'm sitting there just doodling and everything, and I'm looking down, and I realized, that's it. That's the fucking logo. So I think what you had was a moment of realization where you were like, Ashon Voyage. That's it. That's the answer.
If you ever heard me broke it, no, you like hit it on the head. You had the same type of epiphany.
Yeah.
Because
epiphany, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Because pretty much I was thinking to myself, my middle name. My name, if you have me on Facebook, Xavier Ashon Washington. Mm-hmm. My middle name's Ashon. I slapped myself on the forehead like I forgot a V8 because I said I was Ashon Voyage the whole time.
You were.
Since day one.
And you just added the little $sign as the S, and it's like, there you go,
I just had to dig deep and remember. I had to remove the bullshit like a paleontologist.
Exactly.
And I got back to the roots.
Now, did that change the way that you started writing music?
1,000%. I slowly and surely started taking it more seriously. Because it's no longer this gimmicky name, Black Coffee. Like, who's this Black Coffee character? No, it's Ashon Voyage. My middle fucking name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Your given name.
This is, you dig.
It's almost as if you were like, you were destined. You were destined from birth, if you think about it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like people ask me, they're like, because they see my last name, they're like, are you like a gimmick of Chris Angel? Because if you look at my last name and you look at Chris Angel, it looks similar.
If anything, that's good for you, though.
Oh, I know that.
It might pop up in them searches.
Well, no. I tell them, I'm like, no, I don't have to use a fake name. Because Chris Angel's real last name is Tacos.
Right.
Yeah, nobody's going to fucking go to a show called Tacos. What are we going to get, tacos?
Only if they're serving tacos.
Yeah,
come on
serving tacos. Dude, I fucking love the way you think, bro. I fucking love it. All right, so let me dive into your career a little bit because you have worked with some special artists. You perform anywhere you can get your hands on, and I respect the hell out of that because I used to do that and I still do that. Only I've gone from performing in bars, doing magic shows in the back of restaurants, knowing that nobody's going to watch me there, to performing in theaters where nobody's got a choice but to watch me because they're paying a ticket. You know what I mean? So, like, I remember, and I'll never forget, my first magic show for the public, per se, was a show at Santos Restaurant on Church Street in Naugatuck, on their backstage, in the back of the restaurant, and there were two people there, and everybody else was sitting at the bar watching a soccer game, and nobody paid attention to me. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure out. I want people to see me. I want people to be there for me. Yeah. What better way? First off, to charge admission, and then make sure that advertising says, okay, well, this is what's going on. You have done restaurants, you have done bars, you have done studios, you have done theaters, you've done black boxes, you're doing something tonight at Tazrax, which is basically
585 now.
That's right, 585, yeah, which is basically a small auditorium.
I did perform there when it was Tazrax as well, though, but essentially a small auditorium, something like that.
But you've got the ability to be able to get yourself in anywhere. You've got that fearless ability to be fearless. You are not the person who will take no for an answer because you know that you've got something to offer people. And you know that you're different from everyone else. So, out of all of the places that you have performed up to tonight, what's been the best experience you've had? One that stands out to you, one that you will never forget.
One that I'll certainly never forget is performing on national television and being one of two of the very first rappers from Connecticut to perform on national television between myself and S. Clive, a.k.a. Jug Giovanni.
Are we talking about Judge Jerry?
Judge Jerry.
Yeah, that's right.
Jerry.
I saw that.
Yes, sir.
I got to ask. All right. Was that set up?
Man, that was based on a true story, real album, real expenses, and it got real relentless on WPX 11 on September 22nd. That's when the episode aired. You can catch it on YouTube as well.
So the incident, because I know that like Maury and everything, I know that they're paid actors that come in.
Maury's not an actor. You ever seen him in a movie?
Well, Maury's not the actor, but I mean like the people that come in with the stories and everything like that, like
Not at all. These are people that are sending in their stories from across the nation. Trust me, I was there. But the Jerry Springer show was not necessarily actors,
but it was embellished. It was like wrestling.
People being silly, yeah.
Yeah. It's because I've had friends that were in the audience who were like, they tell us to clap, they tell us to go, oh, at certain
Yeah,
things.
but as you know, you work in entertainment.
Yeah.
When you come to those kind of sets,
Yeah.
they just want the audience to be given the right kind of feedback for the camera.
Exactly.
So I feel it's not as authentic, but if we kept it 1,000% authentic, a lot of the time on TV, you notice the audience looking kind of, because that's just people,
Yeah, but at the same time, that is a Paul Heyman tactic, if you think about it, because Paul Heyman used to take all of the rowdiest fucking fans in the old ECW arena and put them in front of the camera.
Yeah, as you should.
And make it look like everybody. He would tell them to pop at everything that they saw.
Yeah.
And then that would get the interest of everybody else. It was a psychological tactic. Yeah. Oh, if they think it's cool there, I got to tune in and see what else is going to happen, And I remember watching Maury and Springer and shit, Steve Wilkos. Steve Wilkos has always been my favorite. When I was home from school sick one day and I would see some of the stories, I'm like, that shit's crazy, man. But, you did perform on national TV for Jerry Springer, for Judge Jerry and all of that. And I mean, when I first saw that, I was like, wait, I know that's Ashon. Wait a minute. I had to because I saw it on Facebook at first. I'm like, what the fuck? And then you started performing, and I'm like, holy shit, that's a platform.
Yeah. And
you not only took it, but you grabbed it by the neck, dragged it with you, and threw it out of the goddamn park.
Appreciate you, brother.
You know what I mean? It's like, shit, you take every opportunity that you're given, and you just fucking roll with it. And I
do my best, too. And that's why it kills me. It used to kill me, because now I'm a little kinder to myself. It used to kill me when I miss a certain opportunity. You just got to know, as long as you're still drawing breath, you know how it is, bro, because all you ever wanted to do was be the best there ever was.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You just got to remind yourself, as long as you draw breath, there's going to be more opportunities.
It's true. It's true, but at the same time, like I said in the very beginning of this, there are, entertainers are a dime a dozen, and when you see something that could possibly be an opportunity for yourself, if you've passed that up, that could have been it.
That's how you think.
It's like shit. Like I had to pass up America's Got Talent.
I was meaning to ask you about that.
For personal reasons, I had to pass it up. Shit that honestly is not my fault, but I'm not going to get into it because
I don't want to
But I had to pass it up. I got accepted for it. You know what I mean? Like I got the email, hey, can you RSVP in Los Angeles? No, I can't. Maybe next year. I don't fucking know. I don't if I even decide. On the side, like with that negative, there is now my tour that I'm doing at the end of the year, which I'm announcing in the beginning of April. So, every negative has a positive, you know what I mean? So it was also with that in mind, that's like I didn't get late compounds this year, which I was kind of investing on last year. And then I realized, fuck, what am I going to do? And now I'm doing shows at, the major agricultural festivals here in the state. I'm going out of state for stuff. I've worked with, I've done podcasts like crazy, so, and I also don't have to invest in all of the things that I told them I was going to invest in for them. Then, I was going to get a new speaker system for their stage. I was going to rebuild their stage. I was going to get new illusions and everything. But at the same time, it's like now I can actually focus on what I really want to do, which is now this tour and building up my show. And if it wasn't for me not getting compounds, I would have never gotten Faster Than the Eye. I wouldn't be working with Dave Riley right now on this tour that he's doing right now. I wouldn't be talking to you with this podcast because my whole focus would be, all right, let me focus on all these shows that I've got.
Right.
But because I wasn't able to do that, my mind opened up because first I was in a panic state and I was like, shit, now what am I going to do? And I realized I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to fucking market, tell everybody I'm the best out there. And I'm just going to get my shit.
Keep going.
Exactly.
Do what you know how to do.
Exactly.
Do what you've been doing.
And
that's the one thing, because a lot of I'm saying, entertainers and artists out here, you'll notice you'll get your momentum. You'll get your momentum, and you'll feel like you'll be on cloud 9.
Yeah.
On Mount Everest.
You get your 15 minutes of fame,
yeah,
and then it's over. And because people don't know how to capitalize on that, they don't capitalize on that. And you know what else they don't do, which is going to segue into the next part that I want to talk about? They don't go and try new things, which leads me to the Coquito Cowboy. Ow! What in the fuck is that, and how did you get involved in that?
Yeah. And
is it good?
It's amazing. I possess the best recipe on planet Earth.
Is it your recipe?
I made it.
Okay. Obviously, with the help of others.
I researched it.
Okay.
I researched the original recipe, and I made it sexy.
Okay.
You see, make it with, it's traditionally made with rum.
Yeah, you use whiskey, don't you? No,
See, I feel like rum sticks out like a sore thumb.
it does.
I like the way that cinnamon and nutmeg caress the cognac.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jack.
Okay.
Hey, I like to pick up Hennessy, Courvoisier, Douce, or better. It's a very clever recipe. It reminds me of boxing Mike Tyson in the basement with the lights off. You don't know when it's going to hit. But it's going to get you. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that fucking left hook.
Yes, sir. It's going to get you.
God damn.
Yeah, we broke records this time. You know, I slang bottles all over the place.
So
big shout out to Johnny Bootlegger. He knows how it feels.
How did you get involved? Like, what was the thing that gave you the opportunity to get into this? Because I never saw you do it before until last year.
Literally, so this once this winter comes around, this will be my 4th year in the coquito business.
You're gonna get me a bottle, right?
Yo, we're gonna get y'all taken
care of. You
gotta
hook me up. Come on.
I don't know. I'd see people on social media talking about coquito. Let me know. My grandma got it. Da da da. I said, wait a minute. People are making money on this. You know, and it's not necessarily legal, but it's not that big of a deal. You know, if
People
you get jammed up,
worse. I mean, shit.
Right? If you get jammed up for coquito, you was just being sloppy. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, hey, man, at first I told them me and my grandma got together and made a recipe, which wasn't true, but like I just thought they wouldn't feel me. They're like, okay, where's this black dude coming out of nowhere talking about he got coquito? You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was thinking at first. I was like, when the fuck did Ashon get into booze? Like, I didn't know you were doing this.
And literally, bro,
and then I saw it was starting to sell.
Yeah. All it takes is a good recipe, and you just sell it to the right people, sling them testimonials across.
Yeah.
And the product is just going to start doing all the talking for you, bro.
Exactly.
And you know how it is.
Well, and the fact that you can sell a dead person health insurance, I mean, shit, you know, you are one hell of a salesman, and, you know, it's just the fact that the thing that I respect about you probably the most out of anything else is that you put so much heart and soul into whatever you touch. You got no choice but to acknowledge it. So it's like, you know, you could probably sell me this water bottle that's sitting in front of me right now.
Still cold, ain't it?
Exactly. You sold me. Shit. Sell me this pen. Write your name. I don't got a pen. Well, here the fuck you got. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Spanish pen?
You know, but so you get into the coquito business, and then all of a sudden you start to, like, you're developing yourself as like an entrepreneur type thing. And I mean, like, you know, you said you're breaking records right now. You know? What inspired you to get you know to start really branching out with that, knowing that, you know, that, yeah, you just said there are a lot of people out there who are doing it. You know that your recipe is different, and how do you get people to try it? You know, like what inspires you to go out and get people to try it and to buy it ultimately?
So there will naturally be a thirst for coquito once the holidays come around. All you need to do on top of that at that point is know what you're talking about as far as coquito goes, and let people know you got it and you've been had it before, and it's the best thing all your clients have ever tasted as far as coquito goes. If that's true for me. Right. I don't know if everybody can relate to that statement. And what else I was able to do was just so for instance, I remember one New Year's, it's where I tore it up. I remember one New Year's I was on my way to Lewis Hole. Actually, I did go to Lewis Hole's house party. And I don't know, I looked like a fuck nigga that night, bro. A fuck boy that night. I walked in. You know what I'm saying? No, I saw 10 people in there. It was chilling. Music on. You know what I'm saying? Beer pong was set up, you know. But it just wasn't bopping the way I thought it would.
Right.
And then my boy, you know, Matty C from the 203, Matt Carter, he had told me there was going to be something going on in Prospect. And he said, bitches all over the place. From the windows to the wall. I said, that many bitches? He said, yes, sir. So I had a coquito, a whole fleet in my back seat. So I think it was Matt Carter's back seat. I think I rode with him. I forget. No. I rode with Gordy. I had a bunch of coquito on me, period. It was in a cooler or something. Right. Matt comes and picks me up. We go to Prospect, bro. I have plenty of coquito in the car. All I did was bring in one jar. It was one bottle, maybe.
Rest is probably
pouring up all types of shots. People taking shots. The ladies were loving it. Everybody's like, "Oh, what's that?" And then it came down to, "Hey, bro, you got any more of that stuff? You got any more in the car? I'll buy some. I'll buy some. I'll buy some. I'll buy. You know, bro.
This is your recipe,
bro. You got some of the. I'm like, gentlemen, I got about 3-4 bottles in the car. Come on. You know what I'm saying? We went outside and we handled that. It's just like you see everybody else doing. You go to the mall, you see what they doing at China Max.
Yeah.
They got a free sample for you.
Yeah.
And if you like what they serving, you might play with them.
Yeah.
That's what you got. You got.
It's okay to do shit for free as long as you know you're gonna get some money out of it.
At least build up your testimonials.
That's what I was saying.
If it tastes good, let them say taste it for free.
That's exactly what I was saying before. It's okay to have 1 million followers on TikTok because eventually it's all gonna follow up and build you and get you that money in the very end.
Sir.
Because as soon as you get the recognition, because now whenever I think of Coquito, I think of you.
My
you
brother,
know?
and that was the goal. And that just the same, you broke 1 million views. That's really something for the resume.
Yeah.
If you're ever trying to get booked for something,
I got 1 million.
Oh, you're a magician. Tell us about yourself. Well, just recently I got 1 million on this one video. They're already like, oh.
Yeah.
I know. I never got 1 million on the video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You must be doing a good job.
And let me tell you something. I'm milking the fuck out of that until it's dead. You know what I mean?
Until that cow fall over.
Oh, exactly. I want you until the cow's skinny.
Turn it to money.
Exactly.
And guess what? There's an ice cream sandwich brand called Skinny Cow. They making money too. Go ahead and get you some. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's because they milked it till the cow was dry, and now they're making the ice cream out of the remains.
So the cow's still working.
Good shit.
Oh, the cow's skinny now, but she's still working.
My God. My God.
So that's it, man. I milk everything I've done. There's no shame in it.
No, there's absolutely not.
If you did it, let them know.
If you're not going to whore yourself out, nobody else is going to do it for you. You know what I mean? You got to be. You're your own best promoter. That's why I don't have an agent or a manager or anything like that, because nobody loves me as much as me.
Amen.
You know?
Amen.
Nobody loves you as much as you. But if people see that you love you, they're going to be like, well, I can fuck with that.
I can fuck with that.
You know what I mean? They're like, all right,
maybe I love him too.
Yeah, maybe I love him too. Maybe I want to see what else he can do, what else he offers. So what else do you offer? What else do you do? I mean, like I said, you're a jack of all trades. You're a musician. You're an entrepreneur. You are basically a fucking philanthropist, if you ask me.
Trying to be like Iron Man, man.
You're kind of, you're the billionaire playboy philanthropist with the fucking metal suit who flies around New York City all the time. You got the vlogs, you got the podcasts, you got the concerts. I mean, shit. I mean, what goals do you have? So what do you want to do that's, from here out? What goals do you have set that are maybe not the most easily accomplishable, but something you can brag about when you finally do it? What do you got?
To continue my conquest of world domination.
And I love how you fucking word that.
We just get out there and we keep having impacts on all different types of people. May those people be business owners, other artists, politicians. We're going to keep moving just like that. We'll maximize on the audiences we'll build through this. We'll plan more and more events, and we'll see the results as we go. As long as I keep implementing this plan, these audiences will grow larger and larger.
Exactly.
I want to go ahead and just get to a point where I don't have to worry about avenues of income that directly benefit someone else other than myself. I'll be living off of all my efforts and artwork. Travel the country a lot more, travel the world a lot more. Take care of any of my mother's stepfather expenses. You know what I'm saying? My dad too. I gotta take care of my pops. My mom and stepdad first and foremost. I gotta make sure their expenses is taken care of. Big shout out to, she like my grandma too. She is my grandma, you know what I'm saying? Arius' grandma, Lala, Patricia Bula, make sure she's taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Those are goals I have, bro, just to explore. I'm an adventurer. So to go to places I've never been. That could be somewhere in Connecticut. That could be somewhere in India. You know what I'm saying? I actually really want to do that. Take a tour of Connecticut and get a historical fact on each village, town, and city.
See, you want to know something that's pretty cool about being a performer, especially in my industry. I think I've been in just about every town in the state, and the fact that there is a little story with every town is incredible. Yeah, so, one of the things that I've learned over the years of performing all over the place is every place does have its own little story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those guys where I like to go and eat at mom and pop restaurants.
Me too.
If I would prefer a mom and pop place over McDonald's any day. McDonald's is quick, but the money doesn't go to the right person. I love going in and, hearing the stories from the locals and all that, going to all these small little towns where it's like, all right, well, they don't really have a lot. Their downtown is pretty small. I'm doing a private birthday party in a neighborhood up the street, but it's like, it's quaint. It's peaceful. I think what you should do with your vlog, I think that would be fucking like the best idea would be going to each individual town, maybe finding some inspiration within each little town and just like, putting it on a pedestal and being like, this place is cool. Mm-hmm. Like everybody shits on Connecticut. They're like, oh, I can't wait to get out of here. Bro, you don't even know it. People who don't like this place don't like it because all they've been to is New Haven, Bridgeport, and Waterbury. Yeah. And like New London, People don't realize that Connecticut's a beautiful place. Yeah, New Haven's
been to New London, I hope you went to Mystic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. So
but Waterbury.
Nah.
I don't got too many perks on Waterbury at the moment.
Nah, but you know what though? I mean,
they get some decent food from a corner store in Waterbury before I came here.
You can, and I mean, Waterbury does have Frankie's.
Right, they got two, right? They got like two Frankies, maybe three.
You got hold on, they got 1, 2, yeah, they got 3 of them.
I think they do.
Yeah, because the third one's at the Municipal Stadium.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's like, so you got that shit. It's, nobody like really sits there and appreciates what the state has to offer and what they can get out of it.
They haven't explored. And I don't blame them because I typically don't go to places I don't have too much business.
Right.
However, if I'm genuinely fascinated by a place to that degree, I will get out there.
Or at least if you're in the area. You know what I mean?
And if you're in the area, you can kind of say, well, I have business in this area. Yeah. I've always wanted to go here. Yeah. It makes sense today.
Yeah, and it's like in Farmington, there's like an abandoned amusement park in the woods. Yeah. And it's like...
What's it called?
I don't remember what it's called, but it's over by where 50 Cent used to live. It's like, it's a trail that you can walk, and people like took time to put up signs to show where everything was, because there's still foundations and shit there. But it's like, if you don't explore, you would never know that was there. You know what I mean?
What year?
It's from like the early 1950s.
See, I love shit like that.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Exactly. Why is this not here anymore?
It's in the woods.
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
Why was it not that good?
I don't know.
Was the owner bankrupt?
I don't know.
Was there a murder?
I mean, Compounds is right down the street from it. I don't know. But, I mean, at the same time...
Either it was old Compounds...
I don't know.
Or it was Compounds' competition.
Maybe. Maybe they didn't do something that Kwasi did right. You know what I mean? Because Kwasi's still kind of doing it right.
Hey, they're open.
Yeah. And Derek Jeter lives right across the pond.
From Kwasi?
Oh, yeah. That big white house on the other side of the lake is Derek Jeter's house.
What?
Yeah, people don't realize that. Fucking... So.
You be putting people's business out on the podcast, dog. You ain't going to have people looking for Chris Webby and Derek Jeter at this.
I never gave out exact addresses. I just know that they live there. Now, if you want exact addresses, that'll be a later podcast. Cost more money. But here, listen. Here's what we're going to do. I am going to let you give yourself a plug. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to promote, whatever you've got going on, you've got places you're going to be, if you got albums you're releasing, new songs you're working on, if you want to collab with anybody, how do they get a hold of you? I want you to put yourself on the spot right now and tell everybody what Ashon Voyage has got going on.
Ooh. Superstar Sassy at the end of this bitch, baby. Better known as Ashon Voyage. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at ASHON_VOYAGE, pronounced Ashon Voyage. Type in Ashon space Voyage on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. You're going to see my latest video is actually New England's very first smash or pass video. We released that on Valentine's Day. Got a brand new song I just recorded last week called What Else? I won't release it until a music video is together. Check this out. I also have C-Lab 2021 coming. I'm performing live at 585 South Main Street, Naugatuck, Connecticut tonight. Please do check me out in Seymour, Connecticut on Saturday. If you cannot check me out tonight, the date is March 17th 2022, better known as St. Patrick's Day, you bastards. Oh, man, if you want to find me, bro, just lock in on my Instagram, shoot me a DM. If you find a DM too inconvenient, go ahead and use my email. My email is accessible right on my Instagram profile. It's my Gmail. And together we could prevail. Just go ahead and get through to me on my Gmail, man. We could put together some plays. You know what I'm saying? We'll put together a playbook. I don't care how long it's going to take. We'll be ready for the Super Bowl, baby. Check it out. It's Superstar Says Yes, you man. You know where to find me. I'm out here in these streets, playboy.
This was a fun fucking podcast, bro. I want to tell you that right now. Guys, you heard it here. You heard it here. An hour and 10 minutes we sat here talking, and I could go on for another 2 hours if you didn't have a fucking show tonight.
Come on, nah.
Oh, fuck.
And
I think I got everything done that I wanted to get done and accomplish with this conversation because I feel like it was a success.
This is wholesome.
Dude, I want to have you back on.
Please have me.
I do want to. I think I am going to have you back on. You know, I got to get the list of everybody because now I've got an actual list of people that I'm going to be having on and people I want to contact and all that shit. But I think it'd be great to have you back on. But you know what, guys? I'm glad you enjoyed this podcast. I'm glad you guys listened. And please do me a favor. If you like this, if you enjoyed this conversation, if you want to see more, share the podcast, share my channel, share it in anything, TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever you want to share it. Let people know that I'm doing this thing, you know? Like I said in the beginning, I don't do this to get the money. I do it because it's just an outlet, and I figured I can start making some things happen and have some fun with it. So if you guys want to help me get it out there, which I'm sure Sean over here will do, you know, it would be much, much appreciated. But guys, I'm going to get going next week. Hopefully I'll have Rich DiCarlo on to talk about some ghosts. And with that being said, spooky. I'm Chris Lengyel with Chris Lengyel Magic. This is the Magician with a Microphone podcast. I will talk to you guys next week.